Hello, online crew. If you are getting, you're posting every day or you're posting consistently on social media, but you're not really getting any leads, I want to give you in this video 5 potential reasons as to why that might be happening. So there's some different things that I want you to think about in relation to these 5 things. You can evaluate maybe where you sit with these 5 things and how you can potentially improve what you're doing to help you give yourself the opportunity to get more leads. Okay. So welcome from my kitchen bench again. If you missed my live yesterday, our house is a disaster zone at the moment. Our downstairs area flooded. That's where my normal office and my normal setup is, and it's waterlogged at the moment. So we're still waiting for insurance to come and even have a look at it, let alone, start to clean it up. So this might be my setting for quite a while. I mean, it doesn't really matter where you do live videos or where you content from. It's kind of the content itself that matters the most. But this is where we're at. It's been a hell of a week this week, I tell you. But I'm still here. So let's go straight into it. Just before I do, coaching community members, I just did live Q&A Zoom call number 1, and I've got live Q&A Zoom call number 2 tonight, my time. So that's more for UK, Europe time zone. And I do apologize to the coaching community members. There was a couple of emails that were meant to go out that did not go out this week. Some admin slip up there. But yeah, apologies for that if you missed the live Q&A Zoom call just before, but the replay is there. Okay, so let's get into these 5 things. So if you are posting consistently, but you've got a lack of leads, or you think you should be getting more engagement and leads, have a think about one of these 5 things that I'm about to share with you. Okay, the first thing is you might be posting without really having a strategy behind it. So posting and praying just doesn't work. And there are a lot of people in this industry that just kind of fly by their seat of their pants when it comes to content. So you need to put content out there, but there's not really much of a strategy behind it. So I would encourage you to, think a little bit deeper. If you're posting on social media to grow your business, you've got to have a strategy of some sort. The first thing that you want to think about is, what I talk about, and go and find my video from last week where I talked about this, the ABC of social selling success: attract, build, and convert. So follow that strategy. You've got to attract people to you first, then you build your brand and influence over those people, so then you can convert. Attract, build, and convert. So what kind of content are you putting out there? So when you are posting, you're thinking, okay, I need some more attract content because I need to build up my following. Like, there's got to be a strategy, because you won't get the leads at the end of the day unless you've got that kind of forward thinking into the strategy. Okay. So number 1 is posting with a strategy, not just posting and praying. And if you follow that ABC of social selling success, like I just explained, then, that's a strategy that you can follow. So that's really important. Number 2, it might be because you are talking at your audience and not with your audience. This is a big one. If you've got posts on Facebook or you've got videos that you're creating, evaluate, go back and have a look at your own posts and just think, am I actually having a conversation with my audience, or am I talking at them? It's really, really important to evaluate that. When people are reading your content, watching your content, consuming your content, when they feel like they're part of it, or they can see themselves in your journey, or they can see themselves in, what you're talking about, then you're including them in the conversation. But most people are talking at their audience, not with their audience. It's just a subtle shift, but it can make a big difference in how you write, how you put your videos together, how you put your short form videos together, when you're thinking from the perspective of how can I make sure that I'm talking with my audience here, not talking at them? Okay. Even those of you that have imposter sort of syndrome, you think, who's going to listen to me? I don't have much success in this business yet, or I don't have a lot of runs on the board, or I'm not making lots of money in this industry yet. You need to let go of that. And just my biggest advice around that is when you share and suggest instead of dictate and tell, you are perceived totally different on social media. It's quite interesting. So have a think about that. How can I share and suggest rather than dictate and tell? And that also comes into play with talking with your audience and sharing with your audience. You're not telling them what to do. You're sharing and recommending. And that's really helpful for those of you that don't have influence. Okay. I hope you really listened to what I just shared there, because it's something I heard many, many years ago when I was first starting to become online, and I heard that piece of advice and I thought, oh, I don't have influence yet. I don't have credibility yet. I don't really have many runs on the board yet. I'm not a big rank yet. I'm not making lots of money in the industry. But when you share and suggest, it lands completely differently. So when you turn up and create a piece of content that's, you must do this, and if you're struggling with this, you should do this and whatever, that's kind of dictating and telling, and people will judge you for that. But when you share your story and your journey and you suggest, and it's like, this is what's going on for me, this is what I've experienced, this is what's helped me, maybe it might help you too. So you're just sharing, you're recommending, and you're suggesting, it lands totally differently, and you're not judged as much from it as if you turn up and try to be the expert and you try to be perfect and you know that you're not. So two totally different ways of showing up online. So that's number 2. Number 3, it could be that your content is too generic. Maybe your branding is too generic. Maybe people don't understand who you help or what you help those people with. So being generic on social media will not help you. So get really dialed in and laser focused with your brand. Who is it that you help? And get really laser focused with that. What problem do you solve? The more vague it is that the problem you solve, the worse it'll be for you online and the harder it'll be to attract leads. The more specific you are about what problem that you solve and how you solve it, the more likely you are to get leads, because people know what you do and what you help, what you help people like achieve. So where I see people go wrong, let me give you an example to put that into perspective. So there's a lot of people out there teaching people how to lose weight. So your branding message could be, I help people lose weight naturally, or I help people lose weight with, easy recipes, and you don't need to be a slave to the gym. Like, that's still really generic. What is it about what you teach about weight loss that's different? Do you have like a program or a 3-step thing or a 5-step blah, 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 or whatever? Like, you need to be more specific about what it is about you that helps people lose weight. Like, that's just one example. Okay. So just a reminder, the more generic you are and the fluffier you are, the harder it is going to be for you to get leads. So your power and your ability to get leads is in the specificity of a word, specificity? It is now, of what you do. Okay. The other thing is, if you put a piece of content out there and somebody else in your company could put the same piece of content out there, it's not specific enough to you. I see this all the time. So if you put a Facebook post out there and somebody else in your team could actually put the exact same post out there, then it's not specific enough to you. There's not enough of your story in it. There's not enough of you in it. So just, have a think about that. Is your content too sort of generic. For one, it's not specific enough. Like, people don't really understand how you can help them. But the other thing is, if you put anything out there and you look at that and it's like, okay, could somebody else in my team put that exact post out? If the answer is yes, you need to go and edit it and put something that's specific to you, your story, your journey, what you solve, the problems that you solve. Okay. So being generic is not going to help you get leads. Okay. That's number 3. Number 4, if you want leads and you think you've got a lack of leads, I would ask you to sort of evaluate, how often are you asking for somebody to do something? Like, if you, what I'm sort of alluding to here is your calls to action. What are you telling people to do? You can't just say things like, if you want to know what's helped me, reach out. Or, I'd love to hear, this is my story, I'd love to hear your story, share it with me. People won't do that. So, can you hear my dog? Because I'm in the kitchen, because my office is flooded. The dog is just having a massive drink down here. So I don't know if you can hear that, but apologies for that if you can. So if you're not really clear on what you want people to do, then you're going to get left behind. Social media is really, really busy. You've got about 6 seconds or less to grab people's attention. So if you don't tell people what you want them to do, like have a really clear, strong call to action, they're just not going to do anything. So are you giving people a keyword to drop down below? Are you giving them a direction of some sort? Maybe your call to action, if you're in the attract phase, is to ask people to follow you. If you want people to follow you, ask people to follow you. Like, give them a clear call to action. So maybe you've got a lack of leads because you're being too vague about what you want people to do. So if you want people to reach out to you to get some information on something, then tell them that and give them a very clear call to action as to what you want them to do. So you might give yourself a better opportunity to get more leads if you actually tell them to do a particular thing. Okay. So number 4 is no real clear call to action of what you want people to do. Okay. The 5th one, and this is by no means are these in any particular order, because this one is really important. Maybe, just maybe, you've got a lack of leads at the moment because you haven't built up enough trust yet online. I talk about this all the time, the importance of trust on social media. If you are not posting consistently enough, are people seeing you as trustworthy? Like, if I buy this product or if I join this person's team, are they going to be there for me? Are they or is this just they're excited about this for 5 minutes and then they're going to disappear? If you're not consistent with your content and your messaging and your excitement about what you do and why you do it and what problems you solve for people, and you are not repetitive enough about that, there will be a lack of trust. So this is where consistency of your content comes in, the consistency of your messaging, but that branding, being specific in your branding, it's the consistency of all of that that builds trust. Whether you're getting engagement or leads or not, you do it anyway. That is the only thing that builds trust. I got a comment on one of my videos last week. Somebody left me a message and said, I've watched you for quite a while and I've watched other people talk about similar stuff to what you talk about. This was a product-based video, but I feel you're more genuine and authentic and real, and I can actually understand what you're trying to say. So, being that human before a marketer, it is easy sometimes to overdo it with the value and get too technical or sound like a little bit of a robot when you're delivering your material. So real, raw, authentic, letting the walls down, letting people get to know, like, and trust you, those personality traits, your excitement about what you do, your energy regarding what you do, the fact that you keep showing up talking about what you do, whether you get engagement or not, people see that. If you only post to get a customer or you only post to get a team member, that's where your mind goes. What can I post today to get a customer? What can I post today to get a team member? You're coming from the wrong place, and people will see all the way through that. Because one, you're probably not going to be consistent, because that kind of energy around what you're doing and how you're posting will wear thin with you. So you're probably less consistent with how you're posting with that kind of mindset. But when you show up on social media and think, who can I help today? What can I share today? How can I put a smile on somebody's face today? How can I inspire somebody today? How can I empower somebody today? How can I share a story of somebody that I've helped? Maybe that might help somebody else too. When you come from that place, that's when you'll build trust, and that's when you'll get leads and sales. Okay? If you don't have that, you're going to be pushing, you know what, up against a hill. You have to work hard for sales online. They don't just come. So if you're that, I'll just post every now and again, I've got no real strategy, I've got no real call to action, you know, there's no real thought in behind you doing, it's going to be hard to build a successful business online. But when it's all happening because I'm in the kitchen, dogs barking, dogs drinking. Anyway, you just go with the flow, don't you? Nothing really matters. Like, you just got to show up and be you. It is what is. Like, I'm still recovering from chemo. I don't feel that well at the moment. I mean, I'm okay, but you know, downstairs is flooded. I don't know when I'm going to be able to get my office space back. Like, life is a bit chaotic at the moment. Somebody crashed into my car last week. I've got to get that to deal with. Like, life is sometimes can be very chaotic. It is certainly for me at the moment, but you just, you know, share the good, the bad, the indifferent. It just makes you more real, raw, and authentic. And when you show up that way, then people trust you more. And when people trust you online, they don't feel so skeptical to reach out and ask for some information. And then when you help them, become a sale. Does that make sense? So that last one, number 5, it takes time to build trust. So there are those of you that are doing all the right things. You might be doing consistent content. You might have an awesome branding message. You've got strategy behind your content, and you're like, but Helen, it's just not happening for me. You just might need to give it a little bit more time, because people are spoiled for choice on social media. They can look around anywhere and see any amount of content creators that are, you know, delivering all sorts of promises. Like, people are spoiled for choice, and they're very time poor. So they're scrolling past. So until they see you like a million times with the same message, with the same energy, with the same excitement, with the same story, they might not reach out initially. So that takes time. So you got to be in for the long haul on socials. Gone are the days where you could just show up and do a video and lots of people bought and it was easy as that. That was kind of back in COVID days. They're long gone. Now, so many people are online, and the consumers online are really busy and time poor. Like, I know, because I have people that put down a call to action, and I go to message them, and they've put that same call to action down 5 times. And they've never gone to bother to look at their messages. That's the kind of world we live in. And that's not anything I'm doing wrong. It's showing that I'm doing something right with my content, because they're compelled enough to keep asking for the content. They're just time poor to not even go and check their messages. This is the world that we live in. Okay? So there is that element of, you could be doing a lot of the right things, but we've just got to push through, you know, what reality is on social media. But when somebody really trusts you and you get the right message across to them with the right call to action, and they know that you're genuine and authentic with what you're doing and how you help people, then more leads will come. And then it's your job to nurture those leads to then get the sale. Okay. So there's 5 different, you know, very different kind of reasons why you might be posting constantly, but you've got a little bit of a lack of leads and therefore a result in sales. So have a look at each one of those 5 and evaluate them with what you're doing in your business, and see if you can improve any one of those 5, or, you know, it might be all of those 5 that you need to improve. But I hope that it helps in some way. Just tighten up your business, have a little bit of, a deeper thought into some of the things that you're doing online to help you get more leads. So then you can help get more sales. Okay. And if you missed my video yesterday, I just want to reiterate, go and watch that. I can't tell you how important it is just to get really focused online. And particularly with what's been going on with me with the last, few months, I've really focused on the things that matter and I've blocked everything out, and it's very freeing. And I've got the same results this month so far, and we're still not quite at the end of the month yet, as I did last month, and I was the number 1 enroller last month. And I've already matched those sales so far, and we've still got a couple of days to go. So I know what I'm doing works. And part of what is working for me is everything that I talked about in yesterday's video. Okay. So that video, along with what I've shared with you, if you've got a lack of leads, have a valuation of these 5 things that I've shared with you in this video. And I hope that helps. So I don't know where I'm going to be turning up live next week, whether it's here or whether I find another place in the house, but I certainly won't be downstairs in my office for quite some time because it's full of water. Anyway, this is my last live video for the week. So I hope you got some value out of today's video and yesterday's video, and I'll look forward to seeing you guys next week. Bye.